Alright, can you guys hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Hello. It's like Adele. Alright, so a few quick things for today's stream. The first is I'm a little bit under the weather, so there will be no camera today, and there's a bunch of people working at the location where I'm at. So we're going to go cameraless today. But as always, welcome to the live stream. This is a podcast-like stream as always, and we've got a lot of news to talk about today, which is why I did not want to miss this. We've got a ton of lithium news, a ton of ASIC news, and we've got a lot of GPU news too. So we've got a lot of we've got a lot of good content coming that I'm really excited to share with you today. So let's get to it. The first thing I want to go over is lithium. As we all know, lithium has kind of gone nuts, and excuse me, the price has kind of shown it. So excuse me, I had bought $60 worth of lithium last week. I think it came out to like 60 lithium I bought. Or no, I think it was like 45 lithium I bought. And I made a nice penny on it. Point is, everybody's excited with the lithium, and there's a lot of excitement. And we all know why, right? Because we've got two new ASICs. We've got Ice River and we've got Bitmain. Why isn't Ice River working? Excuse me. We've got Ice River, we've got the AL box, the AL0, and then we've got Gold Shell, which gave us an update on the AL box. They dropped the price of it to $3 grand. I don't know if they have it on the official site. I don't see it. Okay, let's go to Crypto Miner Bros. See if they updated their price of their Gold Shell box. Let's look real quick. They're verifying that I'm a human. Of course I'm a human. I'm the crude. Alright, so the Gold Shell AL2, wow, they've got it up for 5,000. That's interesting. Gold Shell basically had it up for 3 based on their tweet they had talked about. Anyway, point is that you have a lot of choices on what you want to buy if you want a lithium ASICs. You've got 3 now, and then we've got the big bad one, Bitmain, Antminer, AL1, right here. Oh, these prices are absurd. Obviously, I think this one is 30,000 with after the coupon. Anyway, point is, there's a lot of lithium ASICs, right? We've got Ice River, we've got Gold Shell, and we've got Bitmain. And it's interesting that, you know, we've got Ice River and Bitmain basically at the same time. And one of the things I'm really interested about is the fact that the Ice River AL0, which why is it doing this? Let's go back to shop, is $800, and it's shipping between August 15th to the 30th. Generally, when you buy from Ice River, you generally get shipping from the later batch. Which, if you look at Bitmain, right, the AL box, shipping around the end of August. So, like, this AL box, while it's pretty cool, or I'm sorry, the AL0, I'm going to get these miners mixed up, I know it. While it seems pretty cool, I don't know if this is going to be worth buying. It's funny, you know, we have that tweet from Gold Shell, which I wish I could find it. Let me see if I can get that Gold Shell tweet up. Right? Hold on. Give me a second. Let me see if I can get that Gold Shell official tweet up. Alright, so I'm looking in their Discord to see if I can find it. Right here. Alright, so here's the Gold Shell Twitter. Let's see if it'll let me open it. Alright, so basically what they're saying is they're going to give you an extra AL box, and they're slashing the price in half, essentially. And they're ready to ship immediately. Which kind of means that, excuse me, if you can get the AL box 2 for, you know, around $3,000, I actually would think that, sorry, I got to fix this. I actually think that the AL box 2 at $3,000 right now would be the best thing you could buy. Now, you know, I don't know. Let's see what Jingle Mining has it as at for. Let's see if Jingle Mining has it and what they're selling it at. Let's see if you guys have it. Gold Show, what do they got? The AL box. They have the AL box 2 at 3,000. So Crypto Miner Bros has it at 5,000. I wonder why it's so expensive over there. Well, it's sold out, so maybe that's why. Maybe they have it relisted. Let me look real quick. This live stream, by the way, is not sponsored at all. So they have the AL box 1 for 2,000. I don't know if I'd pick that one up, but their AL box 2 is sold out. Okay. Well, if you can get the AL box 2 for $3,000, I think right now, if it's ready to ship and you can get it right now, let's see what Jingle Mining's site said it. When does it ship? It's in stock. So if this thing ships right now, I think 3,000 could be worth it. It's basically a race, right? It's like how much can you earn of that 3,000, right? Before this thing and this thing release. Not really this thing, mostly this. Because once this comes out, it's going to slaughter the network. Utterly slaughter the network. Which is the AL box 1. Not the AL box 1. The AL1, which does 15.6 terahash. And if we look at the... if we go to Live Coin Watch, right? Sorry, not Live Coin Watch. If we go to Mining Pool Stats... Sorry, I'm kind of, the way I have to do this on my laptop is kind of annoying. I'm really down to one screen, so I'm gonna try to, I'm trying to make it look as nice as I can. All right, so if we go to Lithium, I am at a remote location for a few more hours anyway, and we look at the network hash rate, right? We already see it's going up. So the network hash rate went from 1.2 petahash a week ago to 1.5 petahash, which means I'm sure there's some AL box 2s getting online, and I'm sure there's some more. Maybe there's some AL 0s and AL 1s up for testing. I know. Full disclosure, I have a video series I'm going to start working on with Gold Shell, where I have an AL box 1 and an AL box 2 that just went online today, and I'm going to give you profitability updates on them weekly for the next 2 months, at least for the AL box 2. I'm not sure how much for the AL box 1, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks max. So we already see the network hash rate going up, right? So the AL box 2, what is it going to make today? 720 gigahash. So 720 gigahash. Wait, that can't be right. Well, I guess that's right. 720 gigahash is only going to give you 3.7 lithium. That does not work right. Let's go to ASIC miner value real quick, because those numbers are generally correct. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to catch up on the chat in just a minute. But if we look, right, the AL box 2 is making $44 a day right now. So the gigahash must be off on that site. Anyway, it's supposed to make you $44 a day right now. So you essentially have, I don't know, six weeks, maybe 7 weeks to make as much money as you can back. Now we know the AL0 is making $24, but that's not actually out yet. And the AL box is still making $22 a day, which is good. This is all good stuff. But like I said, should you buy one now or should you not? Which is kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit. And I was talking in the Gold Shell Discord about it. And I basically said that, in full disclosure, I am working with Gold Shell right now. But I think that the AL Box 2 is worth buying only if you can get it for $3,000, number one. And number two, only if you can get it within the next 10 days. I think if you can't get it within the next 10 days, it's not worth it. Because, like, say this thing makes, let's just go with $40 a day, right? Say you can get $40 a day for 30 days. That's $1,200 at the current value of a lithium, right? Now, if a lithium 3Xs, which, I mean, I think all of us are thinking it's going to 3X, or why else would all these ASICs come out? Then you're going to, you're looking at $3,600, and you'll basically break even on the first month of a lithium. Now, obviously, I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen after the AL box, the AL1s come online, right? Like, I don't think any of us know what's going to happen after these suckers come online. I think they're going to be ginormous, right? Ginormous. And I think the hash rate is going to go through the roof. I think it's going to be a lot different than Caspa in the sense that I think you're going to see a ton of hash out, which is why it kind of makes me think that if you're going to buy an ASIC that's not going to be at your door in the next 10 days, I would frankly wait, and I would either A, buy a lithium, which I normally don't recommend doing. I always prefer to buy hardware most of the time, especially at like a point right now where we're at that point where the early adopters of, like, say, the KA Box 2 or the AL Box 2 and the AL1 are going to make out like bandits. I don't know about the Ice River AL0s only because it's just so weird that these units are going to come out, and I feel like their profitability is going to tank once they come out, which is almost why I would recommend buying like the next batch, because I'm sure they'll probably go down to like $300 or $400. I don't know. We'll see. This is all conjecture. And now I want to catch up on the chat. Backwards Miner says, I remember when a lithium was 10 cents. Yeah, me too, when I was dumb enough not to mine it. My lithium plays came at the very end. I got off Caspa too early, and I didn't want to make that mistake with a lithium. But I didn't mine a lithium early, so, Dom G says, I sold all my lithium at $3.40. No regrets. You shouldn't have any regrets. You sold it at its all-time high. And, the funny thing is, it's still not too late to buy back in if you think it's going to go up above that. Techman TV says, hello, peeps. Jock Miner says, no thanks. It's another rat race to get wrecked by. And look, that could very well be true, right? Like, this could utterly be a rat race, right? Like, we could be getting torn up and destroyed by this thing, right? Like, it could be, you saw these people, like, there's a guy in Goldshell's Discord, I don't want to name names, right? But he bought an AL box. He essentially bought he bought 5 AL box 1s at $15,000. He mined 7,000 Caspas so far. The dude is $68,000 in. He's gonna get wrecked unless lithium goes 7, 8, 9x in price. Like, I never told anyone the AL box 1 was a good buy. And even as early as last week, I essentially said that the only way the AL Box 2 would have been a good buy is if you got it really, really early, and depending on what Gold Shell gave you back, and like essentially the thing is, if you're not going to buy the AL Box 2 right now, don't buy it. Don't buy any of them, frankly. I would not buy any of them until, I don't know, next month, honestly, right? Because, like, who knows what's going to do. And Backwards Miner says, Gold Shell lost my interest because you can only mine at 2 pools. Yeah, I'm definitely, the AL Box 1 and 2 that I'm currently mining on right now are on some weird random pools that I have never heard of. So that's definitely kind of annoying if we're being 100% honest. But I'm not gonna complain about it, and I'll give you more about that. I'll give you a sneak peek on that at the end of the week on Friday's live stream. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna actually ask you guys. I'm gonna do a poll real quick. I want to know if you guys are buying, or if you guys are gonna buy these things, or you're gonna wait, or you're not. So we're gonna do a question. Are you going to buy a lithium ASICs? I don't own any right now. I don't know if I'm going to own any. Full disclosure. All right, so it says yes, no. I'll wait a month. A month to see where the network hash rate is at. See where the... All right, I'm going to add that option. I want to see what you guys are doing. If you guys are going to buy a lithium ASICs or not. All right, let's start. I don't know why it's not letting me create this poll. That's how Gold Shell was able to come out with one so soon, Backwards Miner said, I guess with how they were able to beat the rush. Well, I mean, it's definitely different than Caspa, which is, it's similar and it's different. Hold on. I want to put this in a poll, sorry. Are you buying an ALPH ASIC? There we go, and it won't let me do an option. So one thing that I will say about this, and sorry, I'm trying to do multiple things at once, is I don't know how lithium is done in a sense of, I don't know how the rewards are done. So if anybody knows that the emissions schedule or the rewards, please let me know. Like, I don't think it's an aggressive schedule like Caspa. Like, if it's just normal rewards, then I mean, you don't have to worry about like the decreasing difficulty like you do with Caspa. But I mean, if Caspa's held for as long as it has, and let's look at the Caspa network hash rate, by the way. I'm kind of curious to see how close I was. I said we were going to get about, like, what did I say the network hash rate was going to be for Caspa? I don't remember. I'll have to pull it up. I did a thing on my KS0 review. But right now, oh my gosh. We were at 510 petahash for Caspa. Whew! I have a KA Box Pro coming in today. It arrives today. Sent to me by Crypto Miner Bros to review. Shout out to them for that. But whoo, I didn't realize the Caspa network hash rate shot up that high. Oh my goodness, what's that thing making a day right now? Let's look at that real quick. It's probably down to like $2. KA Box Pro. Yeah, $2.70 a day. Woo! It'll be interesting to see how close I get to ROI on that thing. Gonna need Caspa's price to go to the moon. Wow. That's crazy, guys. I do want to tell you that there's a lot of ASIC fever. There's a lot of excitement for buying ASICs, but you got to remember, guys, that these things are, they're gambles. It's a zero-sum game, right? So for everybody that does well, there are going to be people that get wrecked on them, and you should only buy these things if you think they make sense for you. Like, you see a lot of influencers get them, and I'm going to start getting ASICs because honestly, I would be a fool if I turned down partnerships to review ASICs. You'd be an absolute fool. But that doesn't mean that you should buy them just because you see other people have them. Like, I'm actually going to be doing a video saying just because I have this ASIC doesn't mean you should have it too. Like, you really got to do your research, and you really got to make sure that to see if these things make sense for you, right? Like, I mean, there's a lot of things to consider with them, and if they don't make sense for you, don't buy them. And like, if you don't think the coin is going to go crazy, don't buy the coin. Like, it's okay to miss. If excuse me, if you missed on Caspa, you are okay. Like, let me show you right here, right? I'm going to try to get the algorithm right. Let me show you the KS0. Everybody was so excited about the KS0, right? What's the KS0 Ultra at right now? Damn, it's already under $1 a day. I thought it would take another month to go under $1 a day. Woo! I was actually thinking about buying another KS0, buying a KS0 Ultra, and I decided not to. The KS0 makes 9 cents a day. Now, this is at 12 cents power. So if you're at, so it makes 9 cents a day. So we are almost at the point where the KS0 is worth turning off. That is crazy. These things a year ago made $50 a day, 40, $50 a day. Wild. Amplified Gaming says, what's going on? He said, buying an Alpha ASIC is stupid, just buy the coin. Now, I think it just depends, right? Because I bought a KS0 and I mined a ton of Caspa. Like, my 3 KS0s mined way more Caspa than if I would have bought. Right? Like, let's do that with Caspa, right? Real quick. Caspa. Let me make sure this is showing. Alright. Well, what's Kira? Caspa, okay? So, I bought my KS0. I think you're going to look at year to date, right? Alright, so let's see year to date, what was the price of Caspa? Hold on. Let's go to all, right? So I need to go back to July, like, 1st-ish of 2023. So Caspa was 0.025. Let's just go 0.25, all right? Caspa was 0.025, okay? So 0.025 times No. So I'm going to take, I spent 2,800 on my KS zeros, all of them with everything into it. And I'm going to divide that by 0.025. That would have given me 112,000 Caspa, right? If that 112,000 Caspa would be worth, okay, so it would be worth $19,615. All right. I spent that 2,800, right? So I mined about, I want to say I mined about 65,000 Caspa, 55,000 Caspa, 56,000. I think it was like 56,000, 5,600 Caspa. Sorry. Yeah, 56,000. So I mined about 9,800. So yeah, Amplified Gaming, you are right that in my case it would have probably been better to buy the coin. But, right? I have mined more than this, just this. I've mined a ton of Bunga, which is basically worthless. And I've mined a decent, I've probably mined like $400 in Seadra. I would say probably like $300 in Seadra. So like, I don't know. You're probably right, but then if we take into account the write-off I got out of it, let's look. Times 0.25. I got about $700 in write-offs off of it. So if you were to take 2,800, right, and you minus it by 700, with you take into account the write-off, so it'd be $2,100, and then you divide that by 0.025, which was the price of Caspa back then, you get about 84,000. So you would, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably better to buy the coin. Yeah, you know, that's, I guess there's that. But I mean, hardware is good in the sense that you have, hardware is good in the sense that you have resale value if you choose to. Like, I could have resold these and made more money back. I held them, but like, I could have resold these things for like, I actually could have gotten almost $1,000. I think I could have gotten $900 at one time for all three of them back, which then would have turned it down to like $1,800, which I didn't do because I was dumb. And that would have given me 72,000 Caspa. Yeah, you're probably right. It was probably better to buy, if we're being 100% honest. Catching up on chat. NerdBeast says, too broke to buy stuff. NerdBeast, you and me both, brother. Like, the only thing I bought crypto related this month is I bought one 170HX, and that is it. And nothing else. I might be buying a CPU or two, but that's for another project as well. Let's see. Too much on big difference in ASICs coming out versus Caspa. What do you mean by that, backwards miner? I don't get what you mean by that. Kyla Rose says Lithium devs have said they will cap network hash. So what do you mean by, Kyla Rose, what do you mean by Lithium devs have said they'll cap the network hash? I remember seeing something on that. I just am not sure. I thought they would cap it. So I thought they said they would cap the network hash rate in terms of like, once it hit a certain amount, they would open up more hash. I thought it was something like that. I don't remember. I don't honestly remember. Let's see. Amplified Gamer says, I'm going to stop being a miner soon, just going to buy the coin. ASICs makes sense for something like BTC or Script, just not coins like Lithium or Caspa. Yeah, I mean, I think it depends. So, like, you're kind of right in the sense that you're right in one sense, but in the other, it's like you have ASICs that will continuously mine you the coin. You have, it depends on the ASIC, obviously. The bigger the ASIC, the more coin they'll mine you. You get the write-off, and some people, like, you can't write off buying a coin for taxes, and some people need write-offs for that. Techman TV says, I'm doing just as bad at gambling as playing with crypto. Listen, I'm not a day trader. I'm not good at it. Backwards Miner, he asked me what the total was for the 170. I think my total was like 450 would have been what it would have been. Now I had some, I got some discounts via like helping promote. Not much, maybe like $20. And then I had something else I had to work out with them, but about $450 would have been what I paid for the 170HX. Backwards Miner says Caspa ASICs when KS0 came out was 1 terahash versus 400 gigahash on the 50. Yeah, like the KS0s, you made bank on those in the beginning. By the time the ASICs get shipped, they will do under $3 a day, as the Pirate says. Yeah, which is why if you're not buying the Gold Shell AL box right now, I would not buy any Caspa or any Lithium ASIC, and I would just wait. Let's see. The Kylo Rose says if they feel the network is growing too fast or hurts the overall project, they'll set a hash limit. That's interesting. I definitely think that kind of changes things, which is, I mean, that's kind of neat. I'll have to do some more research into that. I know DJ Mines did an interview with the Lithium a long time ago. Excuse me, but I don't know how that. I don't know if that is still like valid or they haven't changed a bunch on it. So yeah, I mean that's it. I mean it's a lot of exciting news as far as ASICs. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of hype, and there's a lot of these ASIC companies that are trying to get you to buy them. You know, whether or not they are worth it for you to buy is completely up to you. You know, I will be doing ASIC reviews because it's stupid for me not to do it. But, you know. So, let me see. Amplified Tech says, what about the Bitmain ASIC? Is it a bad buy? I don't know, man. I mean, I think if you have one of these Bitmain AL1s early, I think you'd ROI. Like, I think you'd ROI within 4 to 6 months. Right now, the ROI time is like, on ASIC miner value, the ROI time on the AL box is, let's just do profit. The AL1 is making $975 a day, right? So obviously that's a 30-day ROI. That ain't happening. Once these things hit, I would suspect this going down to like $200 a day. So if you get like $200 a day, right? Divided by, if you do 30,000 divided by 200, 30,000. I think you're going to end up with like about a half a year, 6-month ROI at current prices, which isn't bad. I mean, you get a 6-month ROI and then a Lithium goes 10x. I feel like these early AL1 adopters will be good because you figure Bitmain didn't spend all this money to research these ASICs, put all this time into it to not see the price pump, right? Like, I think the price is going to pump. I think it's going to go through the moon. The question is, how long is it going to stay there? Like Caspa, Lithium actually has use cases. You know, I'm not like a genius in terms of like totally understanding what they are, but you know, Jockminer UK says, I hate these sites. You are not making shit until you're mining. Well, Jockminer, that's very true because if you looked at it, I basically didn't take $975. I took $200. I remember when I was doing my calculations to see if I would buy the AL box, which was a big risk for me, right? I'm sorry, the KS0. It was saying it was making like $45 a day. I was doing it at like $20 a day. I took the profits and I halved them. And that was at a way different time when we knew way more than we know now. The fearful don't make money. If you're gonna get an ALPH ASIC, go big. Get first batch, no later, is what Amplified Gaming said. Like I agree with that. Now, you know, I generally translate that into the home mining side, which is why I'm saying if you're gonna buy a Lithium ASIC, you should buy the AL Box 2 and you should buy it right now. Not yesterday, you should buy it right now. And it's a lot easier to stomach $3,000 versus $30,000. And you know what you're getting, and they have it in hand and they're shipping it. And Gold Shell shipping, they use DHL, and DHL comes pretty fast. So like that's my whole thing. And I kind of agree with Amplified Gaming. But like, I don't know if I'd buy the AL0. August is a long time away, and the fact that it's going to drop the same time as the AL1 really scares me. Now, you don't know if Ice River or Bitmain will get delayed, which is kind of why Gold Shell has the advantage of being first out of the gate, but we'll see. And that's really kind of all I wanted to talk about with ASICs. We spent about 30 minutes on it. I don't want to go too crazy into ASICs. But I do want to end with this. Amplified Gaming says, I think I'm going to stop spending my money on these small miners, gold shell box miners, KS0s, etc. So, Amplified Gaming, that's an interesting point, right? I think for the small miners, it comes down to this, right? One, do you need a write-off? Two, do you want to actually mine the project or just buy the coin, right? Now, you know, you're going to buy these ASICs knowing that they're going to be bricks in a year. But you don't know what the price of a lithium is going to do, right? So you don't totally know if you're better off buying the coin or buying the ASIC. And there's not decreasing emission schedules, unlike Caspa. So like maybe if price goes up, profitability stays similar. I'm not saying it will, I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying these are things to consider. Now look, I'm not telling you to go out and buy these box miners, right? I'm not telling you that at all. And Zappirate has a point. He says only YouTubers will get ASICs in August to boost sales. And like as a YouTuber, you would be crazy to not take an early ASIC that you just have to do content on, honest content. All of these companies, so I work with Crypto Miner Bros, Gold Shell, and I'm trying to start working with ALBox. I'm not ALBox, Jesus, Ice River, and I'm probably going to reach out to mineshop.eu as well. But they all work. I don't know about Mineshop or Ice River, but the other two let you talk about what you feel, and they give you honest reviews. And we would be fools for not taking them. As far as it worth it for you guys to buy them, only you can say. You know, I think that small box miners are good at diversifying. Now, I'm a way bigger fan of the ETH hash miners. I want to say that. Like, the story about how I ended up getting an AL box or a KA box Pro in was I basically said I wanted to do some content on the Jazz Miner X16Q, and you know, Crypto Miner Bros was like, well, why don't you do the KA box Pro instead? And I said, all right, I mean, I'll do that, but I like certain ASICs better than others. Like I like ETH hash ones better because I think they're less risky. But that doesn't mean that there won't be any Blake 3 forks. We've already seen Caspa forks, and you know, some people made a decent amount of money on the Cedra forks, on Cedra. So we'll see. And I'm going to leave it at that. You know, you got to do ASICs require a ton of research, and it's a zero-sum game, guys. So for everyone who does good, there's going to be a lot more people who get wrecked or take forever, right? So hold on, catching up on chat. Why then don't just sell it when they have stock? Because they haven't built them yet, taking your cash up front. They are mining up front before shipping. Jock Miner, these are all the truth. Amplified Gaming says, I don't know anything about ALF. What does the project do? I don't either. I just started mining it, and I got into it because I knew ASIC companies would pump the crap out of the price. Jock Miner says, YouTube honest review will be it makes loads of cash because they are come early. Yeah, but you'd like to think that a lot of YouTubers will say, look, it makes this much, but look at what it will make in the future. I mean, if you watch my KS0 Ultra review, I got it in the first batch, and I basically said, look, guys, this is what it's going to make within a year if we're lucky. And it was obviously only a guess, but it seems like my numbers were off, and the hash rate went up even higher than I thought. And I said it was a low risk, but it was a low reward. So, you know, you got to do your own research, basically. And there is a lot of hype with these lithium ASICs. And right now I am mining on a AL Box 1 and an AL Box 2. So I'm enjoying it. But I'm not telling you to buy it unless you're in very specific circumstances. And you have to understand that any YouTuber that works with an ASIC company is biased. Hopefully they're as honest as they can, and you know, you can use numbers to be about, and you can use numbers and predictions to show your, you know, the I'm trying to figure out the right word. You can show like how unbiased numbers, like numbers don't lie. Obviously these numbers kind of do lie, which is funny, but they're technically not lying right now. It's just none of these numbers are going to be accurate in a month. None of these. Like, I want you guys to take a screenshot of this page, and we're going to come back and visit it on August 22nd, and you're going to see that these numbers are nowhere near this. Or maybe they are. I would think September 22nd, you'll definitely see them nowhere near it. But August, maybe. All right, guys. So, let's move on. We've talked a lot about ASICs. I want to talk about GPUs. We got some really, really crazy news today. So let me get these tweets here. Let me go to, hold on. Bear with me, guys. I wasn't ready for this. We got to go to Red Gaming Tech. Just put a video out today. I was talking to him about today about some of the 50 series leaks, which, by the way, he did tag me because I definitely did tell him about the Kopatite tweet. He was going to release a video today. I got to make sure this has no sound so you guys don't get whacked with sound. Basically, what I want to show you is this tweet right here. And this is Kopatite 7 Kimmy saying he does not think we will see RTX 5000 until CES. Now, you know, we've had differing rumors where some people said it would be this year. Sorry, some people said it would be this year. Some people said it would be next year. People generally weren't sure, right? But it looks like, I mean, Kopatite's pretty good. It looks like it's not going to be till CES. Now, you know, you can speculate all you want. I was actually talking to Red Gaming Tech about it. I told him that I personally think it's probably because NVIDIA isn't getting pushed by AMD, number one. And number two, I personally think it's because they're going to want to sell a ton of blow out their 40 series stock during the holidays. I think you might end up seeing some pretty sweet deals on the 40 series too. The performance targets were very interesting that Red Gaming Tech shared. And these are kind of what I mathed out when I compared some leaks from other leakers and from former videos that he had. The Titan AI is probably going to be like a Titan card is what he said. But basically, everything from GB203 and above, and GB203 is basically like the RTX 4080 Super, the RTX 5080 is kind of going to suck. I mean, if you're talking a 20 to a 29 to a 26 to 29% uplift, that's basically just going to be because of the GDDR7 memory. I would think that you might see the 5080 be within like 10 to 15% of the 4090. Honestly, in terms of gaming and mining, I really think only the 5090 is going to be worth buying. Especially if you consider that NVIDIA is probably going to be dumb with the price. Hopefully we don't have another crypto bull run around this time, or the price is going to be even more stupid. I did a video on basically comparing all of the hash rates of what, like, the potential fully unlocked 40 series versus GB202, 203 versus GA202, 203, which GA is Ada, GB is Blackwell. And like the 5060 Ti is going to be a pile of hot garbage. The 5070 is going to be meh. And like the 5080, I don't know. Like, I don't think any of these are going to be worth buying. Catching up on chat, let's see. Backwards minus is something about ELF. I'm not going to elaborate into it, but I'll just read it. Alethrium TXO smart contracts and programming language created stablecoins. Well, that's cool. Zapirate says GDDR7 mass production starts late 2024. It makes sense to release the cards early 2025. Yeah, that's what he says too, and I thought that they would be able to get like a paper launch out just to beat AMD to the punch, because it seems like RDNA 4 is going to be at CES too, and I'll tell you what, guys, I am really, really excited that I'm going to CES because it's going to be sweet. I'll be out there for at least a week, and I'm going to have a ton of meetings scheduled. I know a lot of crypto YouTubers are going to go out there this year too. I was talking to Hawk and some other people at Terra. It'll be a good time. Do you think, Amplified Gaming says, do you think AMD's market share is too low? Well, I mean, I know you can check. Let's look at the Steam survey, right? Let's look at the Steam survey. Yes. Steam survey. Let's see. They've got June 2024 on here. PC processor by, let me make sure this is showing. PC processor by manufacturer. let's see. I mean, I don't know if I don't think Nvidia's market share, AMD's market share is too low. It's based on the Steam hardware. It's about 15%. I don't know. I mean, I think so. I think it really depends on what RDNA 4 does. I mean, I'm excited for Navi 48. I think Navi 48 is going to be really sweet. The rumors are saying that the ray tracing performance is 2.5 times better than RDNA 3. So if you're giving me a cheaper, like 7900 XT that has the ray tracing of like a 4070 Super, and you're pricing it at like $400 or maybe $450, I mean, that's exciting, especially if you're putting more VRAM in it. I think you're going to see a lot of people buy that card, and I think that card will be a 1440p perfect GPU, honestly. Like, I think it'll do great. I mean, let's look at the Steam sale. Let's look at this Steam survey, right? How many people do you know own a high-end NVIDIA GPU, right? Here, sort by percent share, right? Sort by percent share. Where's the 4090? All right, so this is the percent of people that own this GPU, which you guys can see right here. You guys can see the 3060 is the highest with 5.66%. People love their VRAM. Where is the 4090 at? Let's look. 4090, where are you? This is direct. This is all video cards. 4090, where are you? I'm assuming it's all the way down here. No. Where is the 4090? Alright, so the 4080 Super is like 1/3%. 7900 XTX is 1/3%. These are high-end cards we're talking about. 3090 is less than 0.5%. And that card is technically it's affordable right now. 4080 is kind of higher at 0.77%. All right, so the 4090 is 1%. So that means 1% of gamers own a 4090. So I bet you if you took the percentage of gamers right now that own a graphics card that is worth more than, I don't know, let's say $1,000, you'll probably find it's stupidly low. I'm actually going to do a video on that. That's a good idea for a video. Jock Miner says Control F, and Amplified Gaming says Control F. Leave me alone. I am pretty terrible with technology. Jock Miner says AMD Ryzen chips and Tesla. Miranda D says Krootmang. What's up, brother or sister? Amplified Gaming says it's dope that AMD chips are in Tesla. Listen, man. From what I just watched the Gamers Nexus video, and I did a bunch of like deep dives into some of these Intel videos. I'd be staying away from high-end Intel GPUs until they tell us what's wrong with them. That's kind of scary. Maybe like a 12900K, but I would be avoiding all of those. But yeah, so the point is not a lot of people own high-end GPUs, right? Not a lot of people are going to buy the Titan or the RTX 5090. I personally am already starting a YouTube fund. YouTube is going to pay, whether I get someone to sponsor me, a company to send me one, or YouTube money pays for it. It's going to pay for my launch day 5090. But not everybody even cares, right? Like, a lot of people look at the 5090 as a chance to finally buy 4090s. If you look at comments on, like, if you look at any comments on, which I got to like this, whoops. If you look at comments on, say, like, any of these videos, you'll see they're all like, I'm waiting for the 4090, or, like, stuff like that. Like, you see this one right here. Like, these older GPUs are basically the same as last generation, right? Like, I'm on a laptop. So I'm on a laptop 4090 right now, and this thing is basically a 3090 Ti because it's only 100 watts, which is stupid. I knew that before buying it, and I think it's pretty amazing that you can put a 3090 Ti in a laptop, but still. Oh, so that's where we're at for rumors. Basically, it's basically CES is going to be where everything comes, and it's going to be fun. Everybody's laughing at me for not being able to search. So, I'm only going to go for about 5 more minutes because I'm not feeling too good. So ask me any questions you want. Let's talk about whatever you want. We can talk about crypto mining. We can talk about GPUs, whatever. What I'm actually going to be working on is I'm going to be doing a 1440p GPU tier list for gaming, and I'm really, really excited to do that. So look for that maybe this week. It was supposed to happen today, but it's not. It's not happening anymore. It's just not at all. Amplified Gaming is, do you think Meowcoin will do good in the bull run? Man, I don't know anything about Meowcoin. Well, let me look at it. They're not on Kapow anymore, right? Are they on MeowPow? Or no, they're on Kapow, right? Yeah. They're on Kapow. I don't know, what's the hash rate history of it right now? Meowcoin. Let's look. Hash rate history. I mean, it was really high when Panda was promoting it. Not promoting, but like saying he was mining it. I'm not saying he promoted anything. So I don't want to put words in his mouth. Because it was at 504 gigahash in October of 2022, like right after the merge. And now it's at 57 gigahash. Man, I wonder if I should get some of this and mine some of it. What's its price? What's MeowPow's price? I'm sure it's not good. MEOW. Oh, hold on. This laptop is running really hot. Bear with me. I forgot to turn on my... I haven't had my pad on all morning. This should help cool it down. Meow... Well, hold on. What's it called? Meow... MEWC. I hate the... Meowcoin. I hate having to type in those letters. Wow. Shit, Meowcoin's doing pretty good. 37% in the last week, 22% in the last day. Maybe Meowcoin is profitable. That's kind of cool, but where can you trade it? Oh, you can trade it on TradeOgre. Okay, so that's... Can you? Yeah, but its volume is like nothing, so like a sell order will kill this price. And Finance X. I don't know what Finance X is. The liquidity on this stuff, $10,000. That's really low. The market cap is really low too. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to do. I think it needs more market cap to do anything. Wrapped means not real. Stop salad with the laptop, Dom G says. I am not mining salad on this laptop. It's just, I use it. I actually got it for CES. And I just, whenever I travel, I take it with me. Okay, so it's trading on XGigiX2. It doesn't say it is. I'm just going off of what it says over here. Wrapped means not real. Let's see. Oh, are you going to mine Vertcoin on low-end GPUs? Retrotech Mike said it was profitable. Yeah, you know, I have those seven 470s, or I have those 10 470s, right? Amplified Gaming says market cap is so low, like 20 to 50 million will make it explode. Yeah, that's true. I have those 470s that I tried to trade and I couldn't find a taker. And look at that. I got to switch this to 12 cents, guys, because I am 6 days away from 12 cents, which I'll do a video on that. Ugh. Look at these numbers. Actually, it's 13. It's 12.7, so it's like 13 cents. So we're going to do 13 cents. Oh, look at these numbers. I might actually start moving some GPUs to NiceHash. That hurts. Look at these profitability numbers. Woof. What do we got here? Are my 3070s going to get shut down? I wonder. Let's see. 3070s. They're making break even on Zealous right now. That's fun. Maybe the whole farm, maybe most of the farm shuts off for a little bit. Let's see. Let's go down to the 470s. 570s. Let's just do 570. What do these make money on? Vertcoin. They only lose you 8 cents on Vertcoin at 13 cents kilowatt hour. Okay. I mean, maybe I can undervolt them properly to make them. I don't know. I might try it. I might set up a rig on Vertcoin. Funny enough, I asked for some more octo miners from PCSP, so maybe I'll try to get them to send me one with a full miner, and then I'll mine Vertcoin and see if it's profitable, I guess. It's kind of wild that it's not the worst. So Pirate says, welcome to my world. 30 cents EU, we get wrecked. Ugh. Amplified Gaming says, do you ever think you'll stop being a home miner? I don't know, right? I told you I wouldn't do ASICs, and then ASIC companies came calling, and here I am. I can tell you this right now. I could stop mining forever, and my shed and all of the hardware would be paid off. I think what I would like to happen is after the next bull run, I think I would like to be mostly empty. Like I would basically just have a bunch of either empty server cases, or I would have nothing, as in I sold the server cases with the GPUs in them, except for maybe like the 40 series and the 170 HXs, or maybe they get sold too. And then after that, when the shed's fully empty, or maybe it has ASICs in it, you ask yourself the question: do you get back into it for another cycle, or do you pull out and switch to something else? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. That's a good question that I've thought about. I don't think I'd ever get out of mining because I love it, and like I have the shed. I mean, I guess I could mine in the garage too, but I don't think I'd ever get out of it. I think it would all honestly depend on my power rate. Like maybe it comes to a point where I send ASICs out to be hosted. I don't know. That's making a lot of assumptions. I mean, if I'm at like 100,000 subscribers, am I a crypto channel? Have I transitioned to gaming? Have I transitioned to GPUs? I mean, what am I doing? It's tech and mining. So I'm kind of like trying to hedge my bets to see which one takes off more. I'd like it to be a mix of both. I don't want to get shoehorned into being a miner or a gamer, really. By the way, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help. I'm trying to crack 5,000 subscribers by the end of August. And I would really, really like to somehow get as close to 10,000 subs as I can before CES. I'm not holding my breath. I don't know. Like, I like GPU mining, and I think GPU mining can make you a lot of money. I mean, I did really well in ETH. I did really well in Caspa. Hopefully, I'll do really well in Lithium. The other ones are meh. Time will tell. But I think right now it's when it's a little hard to mine because, like, you know, power's through the roof for a lot of people. It just keeps going up. Profits are down. It's hard to justify mining. Let's see. Imagine Crewman in the next cycle buying ARM chips and FPGAs. The only way, Jock Miner says, the only way forward for home mining is solar power. As far as solar power goes, I was thinking about experimenting with it. You know, especially like I could maybe try to run it directly into the shed, where like I set up I call one of my electricians in, and I set up like basically what I would do is I would put solar panels all on my shed roof, and maybe like a battery inside, and then I'd have like one plug on solar maybe. I don't know, guys. You would totally see. Amplified Gaming said, what is my gaming setup? My gaming setup is, you could probably guess it. It's a 4090, 64 gigs of RAM, 6000 timing, and a 7800 XT or 7800 X3D on a LG CX 48-inch 120 hertz monitor. So I enjoy it quite a bit. I need a better set of headphones though. My headphones suck. Frozen Crypto said, I move 3 ASICs to host at 3,400 watts each. I needed cheaper power. I still keep smaller ASICs at home. And question, as a home miner, when was 3,400 watts ever ever profitable? I think during the ETH days it was. I mean, you have those what are those called? Those E9 Pros were profitable for a while. I know Bitmain, actually, I reached out to Bitmain and we spoke a little bit. And the only thing that looked like it would make sense for us was maybe like the E9 Pro. And at the time, I was willing, but they never got back to me. So maybe in the future, my shed will be an ASIC shed. Funny enough, I can handle about 6 to 9 ASICs in my shed I could handle. But I'd probably end up doing something like Hobbyist if I ever went full ASIC. But I don't want to go full ASIC, right? I like GPUs. I love GPUs. Like GPUs open up so much. Like they're fun, they're risky, their profitability can be through the moon. Like, look, I know all these coins are going ASIC, but if we've been GPU mining them, we're all going to benefit. Like, I'm really excited for Lithium ASICs, I'm excited for RXD ASICs, and I'm excited for Nexa ASICs. Now, I don't want them to come like bam, 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 because I don't want any of them to die, but I want the coins to pump so I can sell them. Is that the point? Zapirate says, my gaming setup is an i5 14600K, 32 gigs GDR5, and an RTX 3080. That is a fantastic setup. I love it. I do a lot of gaming testing with older GPUs. So right now, like I'm probably gonna play some Call of Duty after this just to unwind. And it's on a 4090 mobile, which is a 3090 Ti on a 1440p screen. And my 1440p setup at home is a 5800X 3D with 32 gigs of DDR4 3200 RAM, and then whatever GPU I feel like playing in 1440p or 1080p. I also have a 1080p monitor too. Amplified Gaming says, I'm thinking of getting a 1440p OLED at 144 hertz monitor to go with it when the next generation of CPUs and GPUs come out. Listen, OLED is incredible. I will be upgrading my CX, and I'll be probably just moving it over, honestly. I'm going to try to figure out a way to run two monitors next to each other. I think 4K is the way, but 1440p is great. I've got a Gigabyte M27Q, and I love it. I think it's a great monitor. I think the only 1440p, the only true 1440p GPUs are basically the RTX 4080, the 4080 Super, the 4090, and the 7900 XTX. The rest of them are 1440p GPUs. Retrotech Mike says, 480p gaming with an RX 550, let's go. Yo, don't tempt me. I'm debating on making a 1080p setup. I have a 2700X. I don't know what to do with. What I'm thinking about is trying to get a really, really cheap motherboard for like 15, 20 bucks. And I'm going to make a test bench for 1080p. And I'm going to either put like a 5600X on it or like a 2700 on it. Some low-end CPU to represent 1080p. Because like, I feel like when I'm testing like an RX 580 or like a 1050 Ti on a with a 5700 X3 or 5800 X3D, I feel like I'm kind of cheating. So I'm going to lower down my 1080p bench, I think, to help with testing. I think if anybody has a really, really cheap old B350 motherboard they want to sell me for cheap, I would get it off your hands. Let's see. Jock Miner wants to see the results of the poll before we go. All right. I'm actually having fun answering your questions, too. Let's see the results of the poll. Thanks, Jock Miner. I'm going to have to make you a mod. All right. So, let's end the poll. Are we buying a lithium ASICs? 60% say no. 21% say in a month, depending on hash rate. 17% say yes. Zapirate says, that's interesting. That's kind of what I would have thought. The next month in lithium mining is going to be super interesting. Amplified Gaming asks, is there a point in buying an expensive motherboard versus a cheap one? No, well, okay. So it depends. If you want things like a postcode, like my test bench has a X570 motherboard, and I love that it has the postcode. The extra VRAM is nice, but no, it's not. What am I talking about? The extra VRAM doesn't matter, but I do like the postcode. I like the size of it. I like that it has a ton of USB ports. That's really it. Honestly, you don't need a high-end. If you're like building a gaming rig, you basically need like a B series motherboard. The X series is for overclocking enthusiasts, and if you have like an X3D chip, at least previously, there's not much overclocking headroom on it. So you only buy the really high-end boards if you want to do something crazy with them, which I don't. Heck, I'm doing a build, a super ultra budget build, which I can't wait to share with you guys. I'm waiting for one thing before I start it. Maybe next week. I've had a lot of other videos I've had to get to, but it's gonna involve putting a 5600X on a B350 motherboard. It's a pirate. Yes, it's an X5. He asked if it's an X570 Hero. Yes, it is. I wish they made AM5 mining motherboards with 12 GPU support. Yeah, I do too. Like the older BC250, B250C motherboard, yeah. Or like the ASUS mining experts. I actually have 4 mining experts that I'm literally just, they're sitting, and I don't know what to do with them. Like I've sold all my Z170 and Z270 motherboards. I don't want to sell my B550s only because... or not my B550s, my 250 mining experts, because I feel like they're in the next bull run. I could get like maybe $300 for them. Frozen Crypto says, I'm too deep in CAS right now. If Lithium doesn't collapse after Bitmain miners come on like KDA did, I'll probably grab 1 or 2. Listen, I think everybody kind of realizes that KDA wasn't profitable like that, and I really feel like it's going to go more like Caspa and less like KDA. But then again, I don't have a huge amount of skin in this game. Amplified Gaming says you should build and sell gaming PCs. I know a lot of people who do that in my area. I don't really, if we're being 100% honest with you guys, I don't really like meeting people like in person, because like to buy and sell gaming PCs, you have to get cheap parts, and to get cheap parts, you have to like go to people's houses or meet them in person, and I really don't like to do that. It's just not for me. I will buy parts online, but you're not going to get as good. You're not going to get as good deals, basically. So like, I don't know, guys. I probably won't do that. But maybe in the future, like if I ever, I don't know, maybe there's a time where I would do it for content. But right now, I definitely can't see myself buying and selling gaming PCs. I might sell this one that I build, or I might sell some of the parts off of it. That you'll see coming up. I'm really, really excited to share it with you. It's going to be insane when it's done. Let's see. Solid board, mine handled ALN2 overclocking like a boss. Even survived a leak from water cooling. That's pretty impressive. I have an 11600 non-K version or an 11700 somewhere, and I'm trying to find it. And if I can find that, maybe that'll be my 1080p gaming bench. We'll see. I gotta find the CPU. Someone sent it to me for free, and I gotta find out where I put it. So I'm gonna go dig around on that. All right, this is the final question I'm gonna answer. Then I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, sweet. Zappirate said, I'll take a look at the picture in a minute. Frozen Crypto says, all of my GPUs are on Zell now. They are doing great since the algo switch. I am making 50% more each day. I need to look at my profitability numbers with Zealous. It seems okay. I'm going to do more on that tomorrow or tonight. And maybe I'll post an update tomorrow. Let's see. Amplified Gaming. Final one, I swear. Says, I made $200 from house sitting, spent around $100 for a KS0 Ultra OC, and probably going to spend another $100 on 40 Flux and 40 Dynex with 20 Meow. Hey, why not? You never know. I told you guys on the stream on Friday, I bought $60 of Lithium. It's worth $90 now. So that stream made me $30. We'll see where it goes. All right, guys. Now I got to get out of here. It's 2:10. It's 2:10 for me. I got to take care of some stuff. I will see you on Wednesday and Friday. We should be back to normal for streaming, at least for the next month. No Deadpool spoilers. No Deadpool spoilers. No Deadpool spoilers, everybody. I can't wait. Maybe we'll talk about it on Monday of next week, by the way. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. This was a great one. Thanks again for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. Croup Man is out.